Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders seeing what's current. Now, Dame Dash has been good to me. It is the only video with as much views that I've had. I've had 6.1 thousand views based on a story about him being proud broke, quote unquote, proud broke. This is a new story. This is about how he was planning to rap when Roc-A-Fella was quote unquote in trouble, and also how Big Pimpin was about his lifestyle, not Jay-Z's. But I think that's kind of bullshit because, I mean, the last lyric was about it's eggshell white, it's all about a night. Like, that's Jay. That's him selling cocaine. They actually had that on TV, on MTV and BET. It's eggshell white, it'll sell by the night. You know, so that's just there. But he also went on to discuss the rap battles between Jay and Nas, and how he knew that it would never come to anything, violent, and how the fact that he was dragged into the battle, because I'm not gonna call it beef, it was just a battle. When Nas mentioned his name, Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, and Dame Dummy. Oh, I get it. You Biggie and he's Puffy. Like, just little jabs like that. And he was just like, "Oh, word! Now I'm in a rap song. I'm official now. You know what I mean? I have to be, on my own. I have to be on my toes. I have to be on the ready, on the guard." So he was considering rapping. He said he's not. He said he'd never rap. I think he's got a band. I don't know. I can't remember what the band's name is, but he had a band, and I think he raps in the band, but not any serious way of in the way of becoming an absolute hip hop star or something like that. But he just kept on going and saying how Jay and Nas were they had their tiff. They had their difference in opinions, but they didn't have a violent streak. They didn't have a initiation of force kind of idealism between them. What they had was just a battle as itself, and how it played out was pretty weird, because Nas was thinking about putting up a noose around Jay-Z's neck, like a puppet or something like that, on the Summer Jam screen, or on the stage. And he obviously thought ill of that. He didn't consider that anymore. And of course you have Jay-Z's Super Ugly, which led to his Jay-Z's mother, Gloria Carter. She got on, I think, Hot 97, Flop 97, as we say in the Haterverse. And totally said, Sean, you went too far. You went way too far. And then Jay-Z even said in the song, he said, my mom can't help you now. You niggas is history. So that's the reality that they had to contend with. So I think Dame Dash, he just finds his way, onto these podcasts and broadcasts and different things like that, and he just makes his statements and his opinions so clear. They're newsworthy. He's a factor and he's relevant. He's one of the few people that can say that they came from that era. And so far, there's been no allegations of serious harm or serious criminal charges, or talks of legal claims against him. He has money trouble sometimes, but he knows how to get money, so that's always good. If you know how to get money, then that's a great bonus. That's a great sign that you're actually part of the reality of living, because that's part of life. You go to work and you get paid. That's it. And he probably didn't have to do a lot of laboring and a lot of manual work, but he had to use his intellectual capabilities to be somebody. And so I think Dame Dash, so I'm so glad he didn't start rapping. I don't think he would have been a great rapper. I don't see him. He's a great speaker. Don't get me wrong. He's an excellent speaker. He can speak his mind. He can say what he wants. He says it in such a way, in a turn of a phrase that he expounds upon things and explains things very simply and very clearly. But I couldn't see him as a rapper. I just can't see Dame Dash rapping. It's worse than Diddy. Diddy, he's in my top 10. Diddy is in my top 10 rappers. Well, he used to be. I don't know anymore. Same thing with Will Smith. Will Smith and Diddy were in my top 10. Then they did their craziness. They both, did their distinctives, insanity, and they got knocked out. They're down the list somewhere in the hundreds, probably something now. But I had them in my top 10. Diddy was 10. I think Will Smith was number 9. Number 8 was probably like Jeezy. Number 7 was probably Pimp C. Number 6 was Common. And then my top 5. So I just want to give you my 10 through 6. But yeah. So I think that is a travesty. It's a tragedy. No, it's a travesty to even consider Dame Dash as a rapper. He's a businessman. He's an executive. I mean, solely. Like Jay-Z is a businessman and executive. That's true, facts. But he had the skill and the what they call the gift. He had the ability to rhyme on the mic. Dame Dash, I don't see it. It would have been, and he said they were in trouble early 2000. Because Big Pimpin came off, it was a single that came off of a disc that came out a year ago. Big Pimpin dropped in 2000, but the album came out in 1999. Now, that's not unusual for that to happen, but that occurs sometimes. It comes after the fact. So I think that with the idea of Dame Dash actually, gripping a mic, pause, no Diddy. He have the right frame of mind to say that he is definitely someone who can, hold his own. He's proud broke. He's looking for different avenues to get the money. I remember way back he said that he wanted to have a football team. That's something special. He wanted to have his own football team. That's going to take at least $5 to $10 billion if you want to buy a football team, at least. And that's just buying the team, because you're going to need to have at least $10 or $20 billion in your own bank account to offset how much you're paying for the team. So Dame Dash has got a long way to go if he wants to own a National Football League team. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the 1 viewership. I appreciate that. Whoever you are, tell 2 or 3 people about me. Don't tell the 4th person. Let the 4th person say, "Who is this goofy nigga with the hat and the gold tie and the black shirt?" I want to know what he's about. Let me see what he's saying. Just let that 4th person do that. But just let 2 or 3 people just send an email, send an X or whatever you call it. Send on Instagram, send a Snapchat, send whatever you can. Go on Black BLK and let people know on there. All right. So we have the mogul, the leader, one of the greatest minds in not only hip hop but music itself, Dame Dash. Yes, I will give him that much. I will say that much. That doesn't sound like hyperbole, because it's true. He is one of the best to ever do it. He is one of the greatest of all time, because he knew how to fashion together, quote unquote, fashion. He knew how to integrate, the ideas of entrepreneurship with art. That's very, tough. That's not easy, because you want to be an artist and you want to get paid, but how do you do that? How does that function? How do you maneuver and be the one on guard? Like Dame Dash is famous for, going in the meeting and yelling at everybody like, who's not your artist? He's my artist. Talking about Jay-Z. He was like, he was going to bat for him. He was fighting for him because they're having a meeting without him. Allegedly, the truth was that it was about he and Jay-Z actually, knowing that there was a meeting, or they knew there was a meeting, and it didn't get relayed to him or something like that, or it didn't go off as well or something to that effect, and they were really caught off guard because they weren't really, taking advantage of Jay-Z or anything like that. But Dame didn't know that. He didn't get that memo. And he just lambasted them. He just, a whole room, mostly white people, in hip hop. So that was pretty extraordinary. But getting back to this, yeah, Dame Dash, he represents something, way bigger than hip hop. I think just in the sense of, mogul. He's up there with oh God, what's his name? Barry. I can't think of his first name. I'm about to say Chuck Berry, but it's not Chuck Berry. It's Barry. Barry Gordy. Thank you, Barry Gordy. Barry Gordy. Leor Cohen. Even though they have issues, he goes back and forth talking about Leor Cohen. There's so many. J Records. What's this guy? Damn, I'm messing people's names. Clive Davis. That's another one. Just to name a few. I'm not gonna go down the whole list, but just to name a few. Interscope. What's his name? L.A. Reid. Who's an Interscope? What's his name? Jimmy Iovine. So just to name those, that he's in that company. Suge Knight. Jay Prince. Thank you, Greg. Jay Prince. Greg says, that's my artist. If anyone is going to take advantage of him, it's going to be me. Exactly. Salute Height. He pays. He pays money. So I definitely have to say, Height. Salute to you, Height. All day. So that's the reality there. So we had Dame Dash though. Like it's like Dame. It's like everybody's like, hey Dame. Like everybody, whatever he does, it's like, go ahead Dame, do your thing, man. Just do your thing. Keep going, man. Cause he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money that he wants. He's probably worth at least maybe 2 or 3 million. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not in his wallet. I don't know how much. But he may be worth 2 or 3 million, but he wants like 20 to 30 billion. That's his mindset. His mind is saying that he needs to have at least 20 or 30 billion dollars. He said on an episode of Cribs, I think, or one of the episodes, he had a tour of his house in London, I think it was, and Kanye was there. Well, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, Ye, was there, and he was just looking at his phone. And he wasn't saying much. And then Dame was just showing around the flat. It was like a really posh flat, in that area of London or in that area of England. And he was just saying how he didn't he wanted to have the money. He wanted to have the money ready, for him to continue. And He's obviously not in London anymore. He's back in the States. He's got a beautiful wifey for lifey, and Rachel Raquel Horn. So Greg S says something going on with Dame's teeth. I think he got the yuck mouth like Rory. V-Dog says, what's up, jewelry? What's up, V-Dog? You ready to pay? I'm gonna lower my prices. I'm slashing it for today. It used to be $20 a question. It's $5 a question. I might have been too rich for your taste. If you want to ask a question and want me to answer it, I'll read your question, but I won't answer it until you send me $5. My Cash App is $SKYLERSAUNDERS, and my one at the end, one, and my Venmo is at Scholarized, SKYLERIZED, and my PayPal is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. All right. So Dame is, definitely on another plane. He's definitely on another level than most people, and it's a contrast now. It's that contrast. You're seeing like Dame and Diddy, and you're seeing like how Diddy's got way more money, but he doesn't have the power. Do you understand that? He doesn't have the factor. Dame Dash has the factor. Diddy's relevant. He's relevant, obviously. He's in the news every day about some new allegations and new, things that were uncovered. So he's relevant, but he's not a factor anymore. Do you understand that? Do you see what I'm saying with that? Some people are relevant and a factor. Some people are just a factor and not really relevant. Some people are relevant or irrelevant and not a factor. There's plenty of those to go around. V-Dog says, I want to see some money in Brown get no cash out. I don't know what you're talking about, V-Dog. You gotta explain yourself a little bit more. Yes, the it factor, Greg says. Yes, it's the it factor. Dame Dash has it. He still has it. He's 53 years old. He just turned 53 earlier this month. Same date as the hater, Mr. Choice Star Terrain, who doesn't celebrate birthdays, not even his own. So, but that's just coincidence. But they have similar drives. Not to say this is mystical or something like that, in the astrological sense, or they're both Tauruses, and so they have to have that bold mentality, rough and rugged and raw, and it's none of that. That's bullshit. All that's bullshit. But so Dame Dash, he still is one of my heroes. Dame Dash is still one of my heroes. I remember when he was on the Montel show. He was on the Montel Williams show. He had the he was selling something. He was selling I can't remember what it was. It might have been Dame Dash Music Group. Could have been DDMG. But he was on there talking about entrepreneurship and how you start a business and you can be very successful. And he's got children, he's got kids, he's got a brood under him. Greg says, I find him incredibly annoying. What? And then Greg says, the F, how is Dame your hero and also Ayn Rand? Ayn Rand probably would have admired Dame Dash in a lot of ways. Dame Dash came from, the nothing, set. He came from Harlem, New York, and was a really smart kid, went to private schools, rose up through the ranks, and put together this monumental record company that will always go down in history. He had all kinds of different endeavors and business ventures. I think she would acknowledge and really like him. I don't know. I can't say because she's dead, but that's the reason why I think. Ayn Rand might give up the coochie to a dame. That is if she wasn't bulldagging. Oh wow, you're saying a lot there, sir. The problem with Dame is we remember the old Dame. Yeah, that's the problem with Ye. We remember the old Ye. We want the old Ye back. He's never coming back. That's never going to happen. He's on another level of terrible. I can't even follow him. I try to just listen to the CDs of his works, so he doesn't even get the stream credit. I enjoyed Toe Soldiers, the movie with Beans. Yeah, I was watching Death of a Dynasty, And he predicted it. He predicted the death of a dynasty. He predicted the death of hip hop, of Roc-A-Fella, of Roc-A-Fella. He saw that coming and made a movie of it. So Dame Dash is definitely a legend in the game. Definitely a living legend, without question, without doubt, without fighting in the streets, without arguing over it. There's no argument. He's definitely a leader in business and music and everything that's related to it. He's got America New, America New, America. That's all he does. Every time you see him, it's like America New. I'm sure I didn't read that. I didn't listen to the entire broadcast, but I'm sure he dropped the words America New at least 12 times in 2 minutes. I disagree with with his definitions of a real man and a boss and such. I don't know. I think I disagree too. I don't think he has. When you talk about a boss, like it was weird too because he had a family member. I think it was either his grandfather or a great uncle or something like that. He was like the patriarch of the Dash family. He was like everybody called him Daddy, and then he was saying how you know, I guess it's a familial thing because he said, what about you people calling, grown men calling another man daddy or something like that. I'm like, well, you're calling this guy daddy. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So it was weird. But he passed away. Seems like he makes it up as he goes. Yeah, I think that's true. But I think he's also prepared. They also prepare and they prep them. This is what they're going to talk about. This is what they're going to go over. So it's not a complete ambush and a complete, jumping on, the grenade. You have to, sacrifice yourself or something like that. Because sacrifice is evil, of course. We all know that. But he's got the it factor. He's a factor. He's a factor in this game, and he's relevant. And we haven't heard anything about any. I mean, there were, but they were dismissed. I think that there were like some kind of sexual, things that go on allegedly, and if there were any, they were dismissed completely. And the only thing he really has to worry about is like child services, paying his child payments. Those of us who grew up with good laughs, no good fathers, no. I don't know why I said laughs. Fathers know better. I have a great father, and I think Dame Dash is he's this is just from the media. I don't know. I have no clue what kind of dad he is, but it seems like his children genuinely love him. They seem like they genuinely care about him and want him to do well. And he's been through the ringer. He's been through all kinds of legal battles and custody battles and stuff like that. So he knows that's like. That's why he's proud broke. I'm just trying to capitalize on my last video that had 6,000 views. So I don't think this is gonna have 6,000 views, but it may have 10,000 views. I don't know, 100,000 views. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting when I saw it on the news that Dame Dash was thinking about becoming a rapper at one time. Okay, but then because he said at one point that he'd never be a rapper. He said that's not his role, and that's kind of like that Suge Knight mentality. Have you ever heard Suge Knight rap? And Dame Dash flirts with it. He like you said, he's in a band. I can't remember the band's name, but he's in a band where he flirts with rapping. So, that is true. No weird freak off allegations with Dame. Yeah, no, nothing. I think he turned down the parties. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny. But I don't know if he went to any of Diddy's white parties in the Hamptons and stuff like that. I don't know if he did that. He might have said, I'm good. I'm good. And I think Jay had his Rock Nation brunches, and I'm sure he probably might have been, he probably was invited, but he probably never went. He just said, "Nah, I'm good, Jay. I'm all right." Because I think Diddy did go to those brunches. He did go to those Rock Nation brunches. So that's the reality of all of this. You have to take into account how much it really stands on what we assess of Dame Dash, what we assess of this man as he's turning to 60 years old, and just in this 7 years, he'll be 60 years old in 7 years. I mean, that's an old head. That's like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He's an older man. I'll say that. He's an older man. Diddy did what Diddy did. Yeah, Greg S. You got it. Salute. So it's just weird. I don't know how. I don't know what else he said. And I just got clips and highlights about the Big Pimpin' song, which is one of my favorite rap songs of all time. I think Pimp C just killed that. That has a story to it. Jay-Z had just it was just Jay-Z, then what's this? God damn! Oh my god! Bun B. Oh my god, my memory is shit. Bun B and Pimp C, and that's how it was supposed to be. Then when he heard the song back, he heard like a snippet of Pimp C's verse. He was like, "Oh damn, I gotta come back. I gotta get on the track, and I gotta make the video with the track on with the song added on the track." Cause he thought they were gonna destroy him. Bun B was on point, but Pimp C was on fire. Pimp C smoking hot, keep it cooked, keep a little in my cup. Like that flow, that effortless flow was just too much for Jay. So he said, it had to be on a canopy, stamina be enough for Pamela Anderson Lee, NTV Jam of the Week. Like he had to say that. He had to say that because he knew he would have got dusted. He would have got smoked if he had said, if he had not done it, if he had not shown, it to be otherwise. No, not Biggs. Well, when you talking about Biggs, didn't Biggs go to jail? He went to jail, didn't he? Didn't Biggs go to jail? I think Biggs went to prison or something like that for a little while, didn't he? I'm stupid. I can't remember. I didn't look into Biggs today, but didn't he go to jail for something for drugs or something crazy? I could be wrong. I have no clue. I don't even know who Biggs is. Biggs Burke, one of the three that made Roc-A-Fella. Biggs Burke, Sean Jay-Z Carter, and Dame Dash. They were the nucleus that made Roc-A-Fella Records in 1995, and it officially went in, with 1996, the release of Reasonable Doubt. So that's just something that, just to realize. But Dame Dash, he deserves to be hailed, as one of the best business minds in all of hip hop. Definitely one of the best, to not really be a real musician or artist. I mean, on a sense of on a higher level, like a completely serious level. Like I said, he plays and dabbles and dips with different a band that he's in, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that he's not a real rapper. He's not a real artist. He's a businessman. And that is all that he has to be, because a businessman is supposed to be admired if they do their business well, if they conduct themselves with greatness. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. And I think Dame Dash has, for the most part, been able to achieve that level of power and greatness within a realm of, mediocrity and low lives. But he said, he was like, because Nas mentioned him in the song, he's like, oh, I got to rap now. He said, I got to rap. He said, man, but he knew in advance that it would never come to guns or knives or anything vicious, between Jay and Nas, and that was the main battle. I don't know why Prodigy. Somebody fill me in. Let me pause. Let me know why Prodigy and Havoc didn't go at Jay-Z, or if they did, let me know what it was that they said, and how they performed their lyrics. Greg S says, I'm a real trapper. Anthony C says, where are you, a pastor? Not what are you, a pastor, but he says, where are you? No pastor. My father's a minister, but I'm not a pastor, no. And you owe me $5. All right, so second half of the show, I want to talk about handiness. Are you handy? Do you know how to work with tools and different, fixtures and things like that? Do you know how to repair doors? Do you know how to, lay electricity? Do you know how to fix water pipes and things of that nature? I don't know anything about any of that shit. Is a street Skylar Saunders is a street sermon. Yeah, this is my street sermon right now. I'm telling you right now, all I'm doing right now is singing my song. And it's about this little thing called YouTube. No. Why with every that hat all of yours gets smaller on your head? I don't know. I don't have it down like this. I should have it down like that. It should be like that. But that's the reality. But anyway, like I was saying, are you handy? Are you a handy man? Are you a handy woman? I know I'm talking to men right now because there's no women in my. There's like, it used to be at least 5%. But all the women have flown away. It used to be Courtney. Sometimes Angie Cooper. She comes in sometimes. But it used to be, what's her name? Oh my God, Chelsea with her glasses on. Yeah, so this is weird. You're handy, Greg. So do you do jobs, or do you do your own work, or do you do just around your own house, or do you contract with other people just under the table, not official, tax sheets involved and stuff like that? Just somebody around the way says, hey man, my faucet's crazy. You gotta do something, man. Are you that kind of guy? Much better. Courtney and Chelsea got a man, and she had to stop watching. Yeah, I guess that might be true. Like, why are you watching that goofy nigga? Turn him off. And they're like, yes, daddy. That goofy nigga ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing for you. You supposed to be paying attention to me. That goofy nigga ain't got nothing for you. You need to fix my dinner. But back to the story. Oh wow, we got some. Oh, Rick James. Okay. I was gonna read it, but you spelled my name wrong. Every time you spell my name wrong, I don't read it. I'm not gonna read it. You spell my name right, then if you spell everything right in your post, then I'll read. But until then, nope. But like I was saying, if you're handy, I'm not handy. The closest thing I came up to putting up, to being handy was putting up my towel rack in the bathroom. I did that all by myself. I spaced it out, I measured it, and I put it up how it's supposed to be. And that was like 8 years ago. So that's the extent of my handiness. I'm not handy really. I'm not, too attuned to the tools. Um, but my dad is. My dad is very handy. My dad can fix, doors and fix, sinks and fix, lighting and stuff like that, and have beautiful, landscape. And if he doesn't, he knows how to contract people that can do stuff like that. I have no contacts like that. He knows how to find people. There was a guy, Mr. Chow. He came through and did our whole patio and porch, and he was excellent. We chipped him off with a few $100, I think, and he was great. He's a great guy. He was we had this Jamaican dude. He was shisty. He wasn't answering calls. He wasn't saying anything back. He was real low key, like real grubby. Like he didn't, and he turned out to be a real dud. He didn't help out much. But what's weird is that he did an excellent job still, even though he was shady and shisty. Salute, Nihilus. Nihilus, salute to you, Nihilus. Salute. But he was real shisty. He finished one job. We have a exercise room. It's got a Peloton, a mirror, racks for your weights, another bike, actually two. It's got two bikes, but one is very outdated from like the late 80s, early 90s. But there's enough room to do exercises, to warm up, to cool down. So I have to commend him on that. But we asked him to do further work, and he didn't show up, and he didn't answer any calls. So some people were shady. But this guy, Mr. Chow, he's a great guy. He can't speak that much English. Again, it usually is the case. He's a black man. I don't know his ethnic background, but he was definitely a major force in getting our porch and patio all together. So we definitely appreciate him, because beyond that, it was like there's an addition to the house, and you would never know what it was before, because it was just grass. It was just like you open up the sliding door, and you would step out to a cement slab, and then grass. It was just everything was grass. We have a fence up now. We have a whole lot of things going for us. But I hate doing yard work. I don't like doing yard work. I don't like cutting the grass. I don't like doing any of that. I hate doing it. I don't like it. But it makes it not a sacrifice, because I know I'm helping my dad. And that's a greater value to me. So when he asked me to root up weeds and get together and get off cobwebs and stuff like that, I do it. But I want to. There will be a day where I want to try to do handiwork. I want to try to be able to lay piping. Pause. I want to learn how to and no diddy. I want to learn how to best use my services for my own house, and maybe even help somebody else get a few dollars, in the gig economy. I can make a few dollars on the side. Black man named Chow. Yeah, Mr. Chow. Yep. Yeah, black man named his name. I don't. Maybe that's not his real name, but that might be his nickname. I don't know, but I would imagine that's his real name is Mr. Chow. So I think there's gonna be a day where I will. when I get an apartment, maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe when I get my own apartment, I'll be able to have, the ability to say, oh yeah, all right, I gotta fix this. Nobody else is gonna fix it. I gotta be the one. Painting. My dad loves to paint. I hate painting. I hate paint. I look at this room. This room was white. Everything you see is blue now, but this room was white before. So he painted this room. I don't have the patience. I don't. Things go wrong, and I'm like, okay, that's a problem. I can't deal with this. I don't see. It's not perfect. Like if it's not perfect, I'm like, it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go great. It's not gonna be excellent. So that's my main problem. It's not if something goes wrong, it's a problem. Mr. Chow is the man who cooks my stir fried rice with dumplings. Then he says the blue room. Percy Miracles. We know Troy Terrain is your dad. No, my dad is not Mr. Troy Star Terrain. I have a wonderful father. I have a great dad. He is the light of my life and my salvation. The way people talk about God, that's how I talk about my dad. Senior Saunders is a priest and a painter, multi-talented man. He's not a priest. Okay, think about what you said, Rick James. A priest can't have kids. Okay, they can't have kids. That's literally built into their contract. They can touch kids, but that's not in the contract. But they'll go out of bounds and touch kids, sure. But he's a minister. Dad's a minister. So yeah, so that is the reality. Grass says Catholic priests give Rick James. Okay, that's a lot. I'm not even gonna repeat that. That's it's a little too hectic for this show. You're moving real fast, Greg S. You're saying a lot. I'm not gonna repeat that. He's saying a lot. I'm not gonna repeat it. No thanks. Not on this broadcast. Not on this broadcast, sir. But no, but let me see. What is this? Sherlock's home looking at. This is Juju 10-4-6-2-5-2. Excuse me. 10-4-5-2. Juju 10-4-5-2. Okay. Yay, Juju. Hatred towards me. I need the hatred. You get steel sharpens steel. This isn't in the Bible. It says iron sharpens iron, but we're in another age. Steel sharpens steel. Yes, Greg S says hate harder. That's my line. I should get that copyrighted. Yeah, I should get that copyrighted. Hate harder. I don't think anybody else says that. I don't think even Mr. Terrain says hate harder. He may have though, so I may have to fall back on the copyright because I think he may say hate harder. But the hatred is alive and well. We have to deal with that. But to the topic, handy women. A handy woman was my aunt. Is my aunt. My aunt lived with her 4 daughters, all on herself. Like she had to fix the faucet. She had to fix the disposal system. Her daughters, one of her daughters had to cut the grass. They were very autonomous women and still are. They're all together in that regard. They put together a sense of understanding of electricity, of water, of building certain things. That's another person too. My grandfather, not my biological grandfather, but my I guess you could call him a step grandfather. My dad's stepfather. He built benches, chairs. That's another thing too. Automobiles. I don't have a car because I don't drive. But when I did drive, nope, not changing the tire. I know AAA got it. I'm good. I know that's cool. Everybody says, yeah, I can change the tire. That's not even that big of a deal. Can you disassemble an entire engine and reassemble it and put it back into the vehicle? That's something impressive. I think that's impressive if you're able to do that. Percy Miracle says, "What's the percentage Star takes?" He takes no percentage from me, that's for sure. Do the stepdaddy. Do the stepdaddy. Greg S. On his troll. On his troll shit. I salute him, though. I salute that. Much respect. Much respect. But yeah, that's another. I just forgot about the whole. I just remembered a whole nother thing. Cars. When cars break down, can you use tools and you know what you're doing? You know how to not just change oil. That's one thing too. That's another thing. People say, yeah, I can change my own oil. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it ain't nothing. You know, that wasn't me when I had a truck. I had a 2007 Chevy Silverado SS. That's a lot of S's. But I had that truck, and before that, I had that 1999 Saab 9.3 convertible, sexy car, sexy, beautiful car. Girls, you know, that was what you call a coochie magnet. So I had a girl in there one time. She said, "I love convertibles." I was like, "You don't even know about no convertibles, girl." Oh, he said that Saab was shitty. Why you say it was shitty? Saabs is the truth. Saabs are they no longer make them. They no longer manufacture Saabs, but they're the truth. Saabs are real. Everything was going bad in that car though. The transmission I think was, except for the motor, the engine. The engine still performed top level. It got me from A to B and C to D everywhere every time. So I appreciated that little car. But I said, you know what? I can't deal with all the upkeep. And I said, I think I can do better with this truck. And plus, my dad wanted me to have a truck so I can haul different things, you know, for the yard and things like that. Could have had a Bentley, but I'd rather ride Chevy. Pistol in my lap, give a F about the law. Who said that? I don't know who said that. That's a bar. That's somebody's bar. But yeah, vehicles, household appliances. That the closest I can get to helping out people is TVs. The easiest thing you do for a TV is unplug, wait 5 to 30 seconds, then plug it back in. And I bet that TV gonna work again. I bet it's gonna work. I bet it's gonna work after that. Trust me. I'm experienced with that. And different electronic stuff like that. And assembling toys for my niece and nephews. I can assemble toys. that's something that they always have. You know, they have the instruction booklet is in Swedish, Danish, French, German, Zimbabwean, Japanese. It's in Nigerian. It's in Argentinian, Chilean, every other language but English. Oh, you get to the back page. Oh, here's the English. You know, inside peanut butter, outside jelly. Cadillac done. I like JAY-Z's. Inside fish stick, outside tartar sauce. I love that line. That's a great line. Blowing on the celery. And the girl next to me, we look like some curly fries or something like that. Cars are simple the same way. You take it off the same way you put it back on. Yeah, I think you're about right. I think you're exactly right. Who is this? That Percy Miracles? I think that's right. Yeah, Jeezy stole that from them. But also Rich Boy, Peter Pan Icy Peter Pan seats. What did he say? Peter Pan. I can't remember the exact bar, but he said green. It was like green on the outside, and Peter Pan seats and something. I can't remember the exact bar, but Rick, Rich Boy had that line. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, being handy is a good thing, and that's one of the things for to get the girls, to get women, to get a wife. If you want a wifey for lifey, they love a handyman, and they show that in different movies, different TV shows. There's the TV show Mad Men. They showed how very different they used symbolism. There's Pete Campbell. Pete Campbell's kind of like this feisty kind of guy that doesn't get his way, and he's not that he doesn't get past the fact that he's like a overgrown adolescent. And then this manly man, Don Draper, after a false there was a the sink malfunctioned, and he got underneath the sink and fixed the entire sink. He fixed the entire apparatus, and like this guy was wearing yellow, and that's like a very very like kind of like a weak almost color compared to the other Don Draper, John Hamm's character, and he's like he's like the man. The women are like, they're probably very saturated at this time period. By looking at this man, fix this sink. And that's the thing too, when you have that ability of like being able to be a intellectual person, or a person that uses their mind primarily instead of their hands, quote unquote, because you use your mind when you use your hands, because that has to be said. But technically, what people say. That's what is the issue. That's what continues to be the main issue. They say like people that are like CEOs are soft, and they don't know how to do real man's work. They don't know how to do a real man's job and stuff like that. They never got their hands dirty. Their hands are too soft and stuff like that. It just goes on to that kind of level. All right, so I gotta answer some of these people. Greg asks, yeah, G. So, okay, Scott, why do you have a female name? Why does anyone have a female name? I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna actually answer. Juju, you owe me $5. I'm gonna just put that on your tab. But I'll say this: does Robin have a female name? Does Taylor have a female name? Does Madison have a female name? Just asking questions. Are they not? It's called unisex. Does Aaron have a female name? It's called unisex. Percy Miracle says Nas. I don't know what he means by that. Bro, why are you dressed like you ready for Sunday school? Now you're gonna have to pay me $5 for that. I had to address. I always want to address that one question. But if you want me to answer, 7V4RO the gamer, you're gonna have to give me $5. My cash app is Skylar Saunders, SkylerSaunders 1. Or are you trans? Okay, now I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna say the question, but I'm not gonna answer. Well, I will answer because it's like obviously, oh, he's not gonna answer. Or are you trans? No, I'm not trans. There are such things as unisex names. Like I said, Aaron, Robin, Taylor, different names like that. Madison. Greg, I say he's 13 years old. Don't say we took the top off the car. Say the yes, Nas. That's Nas. That is Nas. Now I understand what he was saying. Okay. But he said, but don't say the car's topless. Say the titties is out. Newness is the anthem. Put your hands up when you shoot with, catch a loop with. Okay, I don't want to get into a copyright battle with Nas. No thanks. I'll skip that. That Nas bar is the key. Sexual assault on that Diddy time. is low-key sexual assault on that Diddy time. How, Greg asked? Please explain a little further. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. How is that bar? How is that bar set low-key sexual assault? It just says the titties is out, you know, the top down. MS Doom, are you Skylar Saunders from the Star Report? I'm gonna let this one go too. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm from the Star Report. Star Report. Yes, I am. And thank you for being here. You're making my numbers go up. There's a lot of numbers. We're having a party up in here. And we're having a good party. You're definitely supporting me. I respect that. I think I'm gonna get some good views. Not as many views as the last Dame Dash video I did, but pretty respectable. You know, I definitely agree. Yeah, Rick James says party. What comes before part B? That's the question of the day. What comes before part B? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Party! Alright, so I don't want to go too far. Yeah, exactly. Party! But I won't go too off the rails. Like I said, vehicles, electricity, building certain things. Like my grandfather could make chairs and benches and just beautiful works, just all handiworks, all by hand. Like I don't think he even used like electric tools. I think he used all tools. And when he died, oh my God, his whole we knew already that his whole basement was just full of tools and different appliances and stuff like that. It was like my dad just dumped it all into a trunk. A trunk that was a slip. A dumpster. And we just kept it moving because it was just too much. I think we could have got money for it, but it'd probably been like $5-6 because they probably would have made a few cents for each nut and bolt and hammer and screw and nail. Rory liked those Britney Spears lookalikes. Okay, Percy Miracle says high view counts are hard, but hey, most people haven't got the stones to even try. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, Robert Nasir. Salute to Robert Nasir. I appreciate that for coming in here. Rory kidnapped Aaron and keeps him locked in a dungeon. Tools are priceless. Well, when he died, Skylar Saunders ransacked his tool shed, his tool shed, and sold it for a fish scale. Now, this is just disclaimer. I've never snorted, smoked, ingested any other, scheduled or narcotics, or scheduled drugs or narcotics or anything of that nature. Never. I've never done that. I've done alcohol. I've got drunk off my ass at least 3 times, but that's about it. That's it. I've never touched any marijuana, cocaine, heroin, Molly, none of that. Never have. But yeah. But if you're handy, that is a plus, I think. I'm gonna get to the point where I can do that. I mean, there's tons of avenues. There's YouTube. This platform right here. This platform right here exists to allow for people to look at different ways of using tools, because people don't know how to use tools. They don't know how to properly use hammers. That's why they get injured. That's another thing with being able to understand and be handy, is that you know the proper the correct way of using the different tools. Percy Miracle says Skylar works for the feds. I do. I get paid by the feds. Are you kidding me? Jimmy Diamond. Rory always makes the show better when he calls in. Yeah, that's true. He's one of my top 5. Let me see if I can do top 5. Top 5. 5 is Rory. 4 is when he was on there, Randy. I don't know how much Randy's on there. 3 is Houston. 2 is Janet, and number 1 is Mo Facts. That's my top 5. I'm terrible. I come on the show just to promote, to be honest, and to acknowledge the hater. I acknowledge the hater, and I hate. I acknowledge him by giving my the whatever the topic of the day is, and that's how I do that. He's giving the disclaimer so he doesn't get fired from the agency. Oh my God, Brosno. Okay, this is going fast now. Scar is a G-man. Yes, I am a G-man. Yep, definitely a G-man. Number 9. Yeah, he's probably number 6. Number 9. There's too many people. There's too many. But Janet gets on the line. I think she's saucy. She just makes me laugh. Randy was an illiterate immigrant. Here, Robert Nasir. Tools, heck, I know too many car owners, who can't change their own brake parts, and guitarists who can't change their own strings and stuff, even with YouTube videos to show how sad. Facts. That's what I'm saying. And that's another point. Anything that has any kind of maintenance that takes that takes a little bit of effort to try to keep it, to maintain it, like Mr. Nasir says. He says like guitarists, you have to change your strings. I think you have to use certain resins. I'm not an aficionado. I'm not a guitarist or anything like that. But you have to use certain ways to keep them in the strings in tune. You have to make sure you don't chip the body of the guitar, because that could change the sound. Electric guitars, you have to make sure it's plugged in and doesn't blow out speakers and stuff like that. There's a whole list of things you have to do, and like Robert Nasir said, he said you have to keep it even though there are so many YouTube videos, or dozens, if not hundreds, maybe thousands of maintenance videos for people that do cars and guitars. Where we got Randy out of there. Janet is up there. Greg plays hopscotch at McDonald's. Luke Caney, Luke Caney is funny as hell too. Luke Caney. Greg stays with Rory D in his mouth. Whoa, that's too much. That's a lot. Facts on Luke Caney. Forgot about him. Yeah, he's in my top 10. I guess we had to find out how to work on these electric cars. The government always have to throw. And of course, what am I talking about? Florida Boy Jay. Oh my God, he's definitely top 10. Florida Boy Jay. He's definitely he definitely gets his points across without stuttering and muttering like myself. He doesn't stammer as much as I do, and he still gets his point across. Percy Miracle says, I guess we have to find out how to work on these electric cars. The government always have to throw shit in the game. Robert Nasser, excuse me. If you want to have game with girls, have some game with things. Facts, self-confidence, real, well-earned self-esteem is the ultimate win. Yeah, that is true. Like I said, if you want to have, I'm just speaking for the heterosexuals right now. I'm not talking for LGBTQ plus. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, females love a handyman, and especially a man like I said, Don Draper. He's in his business suit. He's in an office. He's in a corporate setting as an artistic rendering. And then he's able to be in his t-shirt, and go under the sink and work out whatever the issue was, and cause the water to flow again, like that. That's just sexy to women. Women are drawn to that. They're able they able to see both sides. Works every time. It's tried. It works every time it's tried. Exactly. Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Nasser. Appreciate it. Carlos Green. What's up, pimp? I'm no pimp. I'm just a man and a Marine. I'm not a pimp, but salute to you, Mr. Carlos Green. V-Dog. I want to say Mr. V-Dog. Show me a girl, say hi, in a second, say a couple days, you'll be... I'm not sure where you're going with that, sir. Not sure where you're going. Show me a girl, say hi, in a second, say a couple days, you'll be... Something's missing in there. I don't know. V-Dog off that good dust. Yeah, I'm trying to help him out. I don't know where he's going. You're missing some vowels and some a verb subject agreement. You need a subject and a predicate, I think. But yeah, so being handy is the key. That's the way of life. Definitely is the way of life. Percy Miracles, B-Dog, type in between snow bumps. Well, I can't deny or confirm that. Not on my plan, not on my channel. I'll never say whether the guy was on the on the fish scale. V-Dog, you're really funny. You got Gmail. You're really funny. Well, I'm not a comedian. I'm not the chuckles guy. I just like to point out different facts of life. His life is hilarious. Life is funny. But you can hit up my Cash App. I'll get my Cash App is SKYLERSAUNDERS1. My Venmo is at SKYLERIZED, and my PayPal is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. And let me see if I can do all my ads without looking at them. I don't have anything before me. I don't have anything in front of me. I'm just going to try to go off of memory. My main man Peng, he has lifestrongapparel.com. LIFESTRONGAPPAREL.com. He has fitness gear. He has fruit infused sea moss. Or is sea moss or sea grass? See, I'm messing up already. But I think it's sea moss. And it's excellent. He has other different products such as blueberry. He has mango, and I think a whole other list of other flavors. I've tried the blueberry. It's banging. It's the truth. I put it in smoothies and shakes and milkshake and all kinds of things like that. So definitely check that out. Definitely check out lifestrongapparel.com. All right. So now we have B Jackson, BEEJACKSON 5478. He is good on the grill. And that's another thing we got to talk about with handyman. We're going to talk about cooking one day. We talk about handyman today, and another day we're going to talk about cooking. You always with B Jackson, he's got a great personality, a great sense of humor. He just gave me money yesterday, just for tuning into the Star Report, and that's all he said. You checked into the Star Report, and I got some money. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a great guy. I've never met him, but virtually he's a great guy. And but he has sardines on the grill. He's cooking fried chicken. He's drinking near beer. He's just an excellent kind of entertainment. So check out his YouTube, B Jackson 5478 on YouTube. Tell him that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. Also, check out. Let me see. Spirit Smooth Tunes. I almost slipped it. Spirit Smooth Tunes. SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES on YouTube. If you like Kim, Najee, Sade, The Gap Band, Peebo Bryson, Whitney Houston, and so much more, you will love to hear his songs. And this is Rick James' favorite part because he puts in sexy music and stuff like that. Always look out for Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Tell them that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you. And finally, my guy, twitch.tv/.focus, DOTFOCUS_. So it's .focus. And you have to keep that in mind if you want to watch gameplay, him play his games on twitch.tv. He has a list of different games that he plays, I think. But the ones I saw, he was a sniper, and he is a hell of a shot. I would like him if he was in the Marines, and if he was, he definitely looked out for the ground troops, in real life. But check him out. Focus. Tell him that Goofy Guy Scott Saunders sent you. And if you want to advertise or sponsor on this show, go to skylerasaunders@gmail.com. There was your point for my email if you wanted it still. But I'm trying to sell here, so so look out for that. And also, if you want to be people like Height was my first person ever to join the $100 club. The $100 club is anyone who contributes at least $100 to this broadcast in a single month. You can do it. It just rolls over every month. It doesn't keep building. Like if you had $25 on the 31st, and then you gave $25 for the next day, it doesn't go up to $50. It starts all over. That's how it goes. And your reward is a blue wrench. You get a blue wrench to record. So that's it. So if you like to do that, and those were my advertisements, and I'm glad I was able to remember them all. And I'm gonna keep rocking to the numbers really drop, till it goes down to 0. I'm gonna rock until it goes down to 0. All right. What is Apex Legends? That sounds familiar. Rick James is saying salute to Height. Yes, salute to Height. He's the truth. And salute to Height, because he said, you know what? You didn't even got to get. I gave him a wrench. He can promote all day. There's no. Excuse me. I don't know if the algorithms apply to me or not. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% if the algorithm exactly applies to me, but because I don't have an account that is suitable for super chats or super stickers and stuff like that. I haven't achieved that level yet, but I can say that it is it's a level of saying things. I think I can say anything too. I don't think the algorithm picks up anything. I just say the algorithm in a jovial way. Yeah, it is. It is a first. It's a first person shooter game. Yeah, Focus. See, I like first person shooter games. I like on the computer. I like Half-Life. Half-Life was the truth, and I want to try out Fallout. I want to see what that game is like. I saw the series, and I was very impressed by the series, but I don't know about seeing. I don't know about the game yet. I heard it's excellent though. That's probably why they made the series. But that Ella Purnell girl, whew, she's a fox. She's all right. But yeah. So being handy with cars to guitars to faucets to sinks and electric wiring. Mr. Chore Starts Rain even said that. Said about his $1 million mobile home park, his trailer park. I had experiences with that in a sense with I said that before. I said I was cleaning out. This is all quote unquote under the table. I kind of hate that term, under the table, because it's like weird guys. It should just be on the table, because it's only under the table because you're not paying taxes. And I was getting paid. I was getting paid a good money. Up in Pennsylvania. So yeah. So I was clean. That's one thing I can do. I can clean. I can clean a house. I can clean, you know, I can vacuum. I can do that. I can clean. I can clean up a bloody murder scene, probably. I don't know. I never had that chance, but I probably could do it. I didn't know you lived in a trailer park, Rick James. It's probably decked out, though. It's probably not your normal trailer park. Greg S is going at Jimmy Diamond. Okay, we're down to 3. We're up to 14. We're up to 14. That's heavy. I gotta do Dame Dash more. Whenever I do Dame Dash, I do numbers. It's not as much as before. Not as much as 6,000 plus. But this should be okay. It should be more than my usual. I gotta use Dame Dash from now on, I guess. I don't know. He said, what? I'm surrounded by white trash. Well, that's what I encountered when I went up to Pennsylvania. There was a guy that had I think he had the alleged Confederate flag. They say that's not a good thing. Well, it's just a flag. It's what it is. And like I said, Mr. Troy Sarterain, he had a deterrent to a lot of people that he didn't want around him. So he put the Confederate flag on his on the roof of his of his garage. Like Gigi Allen, no room for you, nigger. No room for you, Oh my God. I'm going off the deep end now. I got 5 people in here. I'm waiting for y'all to go the hell away so I can get off this live. Y'all keep sticking around. I'm being jovial. I say it in jest. I appreciate everybody that came through today. I seriously do. But yeah, so Dame Dash, definitely a businessman. Definitely one of the greats. Still is. And I'm not saying that he's done his time. He's over or something like that. But he's still one of the greats. He's obviously a factor. He's obviously relevant. Let's not talk Paul Rubens. How about that? Let's not talk about this alleged, pedophile. Let's not go that far. Rick James is enamored by Paul Rubens. He's built a shrine to him, allegedly. He's got candles around him with his picture and stuff. So, yeah, so, and these, Height says, what does Height say? I gotta say what Height says. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Yeah. And then Rick James said, yeah. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. But I think the greatness of being a businessman and somebody who's handy is like you have the best of both worlds. If you're able to fix things, if you're a fixer upper, if you're able to create new appliances and new doors and new drawers and fix all that, and it's okay to contract. It's okay. I'm the guy that will contract. I will say, hey, here's $800. Fix this. Do that. I don't have a problem with that at all. It doesn't make me less of a man. It doesn't make me less of a human being. It doesn't make me anything other than somebody that wants a job done. Should the FBI check your hard drive? I think so. They can check my hard drive. That'd be fine. I won't have a problem with it. I have nothing to hide. Dame Dash is becoming more insufferable as he ages. Excuse me. Have to disagree with you, Last Dragon. Have to disagree with you, sir. Have to disagree with you. Height says, sorry, who would you have rather been signed to as an artist? Dame, Diddy, or Suge? Ooh. Definitely not, and I'm not saying for now, I'm saying for, I've been saying this for a long time just based on artistry, not even his allegations. But Diddy, I would have never signed to. Suge, maybe, and probably Dame. I would probably, because, you know, Roc-A-Fella at its height, oh my, you couldn't touch it. I remember in 8th grade, we were like, it's the Rock, it's the Rock. We were throwing up the diamonds. We were like, it's the Rock, it's the Rock, it's the Rock. Everybody was saying it was hot. You were wearing Rock-A You were listening to the albums. If you were old enough, you were drinking Armadale. It was an empire. It was an empire. It was insane. Scott Starter is about that strong arm action. He going with Suge. Yeah, well, you know, like I said, Suge, you know, Suge was the man, but there's a reason why why Dre left and made Aftermath. What you gonna call that thing, man? What you gonna call that shit? I'm gonna call it Aftermath. Anybody remember that from Straight Outta Compton? I'm gonna call it Aftermath. But yeah, so and then look what Dre did. Dre, and look how he is. How is Dre not included in all this? How there are no more allegations and stuff like him with him beating women? What will happen with Dre if they nab one guy? Then the whole nest falls out. You know, it just tumbles out into, you know, a reality that we may not be able to understand. All right, Mr. I'm saying Mr. Height. Mr. Height says Straight Outta Compton, aka Dr. Dre's superhero story. Yeah, well, I think Cube too. I think Cube. You know, his son played his father pretty well. That was a not a great movie, but a good movie. That was a good movie, Straight Outta Compton, and it did very well. It did, you know, well, more than expectation. That's why I think people were like, well, it's a hood story. It's not really, you know, it's kind of niche. It's not really, you know, has wide appeal, and they just like blew the hinges off of that. It was like, I think they took in like $200 million off of like a $50 million, you know, budget or something like that. So I don't know exactly how much it was. I'm just going off of what I remember. I could be wrong, but yeah. So that I do agree it is a Dr. Dre kind of superhero story, but I'm not trying to put it on him, man. I'm just saying. We all know what happened with, you know, Michelle and a few other women. They just beat him and that was it. He just beat him allegedly, you know, and I think some of them were not alleged, and it was all right. I don't know, but and then Jay-Z is like, his only sin against Beyonce was cheating on her. I don't think he put hands on her anytime. And he didn't, you know, force her to do anything. Greg says Dame is a light-skinned male Monique. And then he says, had his time but was too insufferable to deal with. I don't agree with you. Dre, D Barnes. Yep, D Barnes, Michelle A. Yeah. That's that. Hey, I'm not trying to put. That's like putting words in somebody's mouth. That's like trying to say something is something else when it really isn't anything. So that's the reality of that. I like the fact that I like the fact that I'm not trying to dump on the guy, but I'm glad that it's out in the open. And it's weird too because it's like they send that statement. They always send a statement, and this is why I was always arguing. I was always arguing and saying, why don't they ever just say, look, I didn't do it. This is what happened. This is the reality. This is not. This is all fallacy. This is not real, and stand on it, and it be true. No, we obviously saw that it wasn't, and then he had to have an apology. Why didn't he have the apology weeks, months, years ago? I don't understand that. That's weird to me. That's goofy. That doesn't make any sense. Greg has pouring up drink. Well, not the drink. I'm washing something. I'm cleaning off my laptop. But yeah. So why didn't he say an apology ahead of time? Why is it after the fact? There's an apology. It's over for Diddy. It's all over. He's probably gonna do time. I think he's gonna do time. I'm not trying to put it on his head, but I'm just saying that it's a possibility that he's gonna do time. I just see that happening. There's too many allegations. There's more than civil cases going now. There's probably criminal cases going around now. I just don't see it. I don't see him escaping from this unscathed. I mean, completely unscathed. I mean, he's already pretty much done. He's not. He's relevant, but he's not a factor anymore. That's the difference. Diddy is very relevant, but he's not a factor anymore. He's not going to get the key to the city. They might have to revoke that. I think he has honorary doctorates. They're probably going to revoke those. They're probably going to take those away. They're going to, bar him from different establishments. He probably can't go to certain places anymore. I'm just saying again and again and again. If he doesn't sell all the shares in Sean John and Revolt and whatever pieces he had left with Ciroc after he dropped Ciroc and moved to Bali with Russ, I don't know what. I seriously don't know what he could possibly do. What is it like for him? It's a weird space because it's like Ye, he used the wrong words. Diddy used the wrong actions. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Scottson is packing up first his baggies, then going to get the block, bunking after this broadcast. Yeah, man, I'm backing up to work right now. Yes, right? No. I believe the current mayor gave Diddy a key to the city. That's in my mind. A few years back. It wasn't I don't know if it was a few years back. It might have been maybe like last year. I think it was last year. I believe it was last year. I could be wrong. Or maybe it wasn't this year, but it may have been like a few months before all the allegations, or after. Yeah, before the allegations. Whose party would you rather attend, Diddy or Epstein? Well, you send me $5 and I'll answer that question. Yeah, but it was all smiles and cheers. Yay, getting the keys to the city. Well, I run New York, here's a big picture. And it's like, damn. And it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, we live in such a strange time. We live in such strange times because you have people like, Donald Trump running for president and dealing with a criminal charge at the same time. Same time. And he has a greater popularity than the opposition. People were like, they tried a beer 4 years ago, or what was it? Maybe 8 years ago, I think. 8 years ago, 2016. And they're like, this beer is awful. Oh my God, this is terrible. Oh my God, I'll never drink this again. And they're like, They drink another beer, like, oh, this beer is even more terrible. This is awful. Oh, give me that terrible beer again. Like, that's exactly what it's like. It's like, give me the terrible beer more so than the horrible or atrocious beer. It's like, Epstein party, no doubt. At least with his, you don't get forced to do anything. Ooh, okay. Didn't realize that. Didn't really see that coming. That's an interesting observation. But yeah, so Dame, he just has money woes. He just mainly his money woes. He doesn't have any allegations of sexual assault that I understand. I could be wrong, but I don't think there are any sexual assault cases against him or anything like that. It's just he's proud broke. He's proud broke. He's a proud broke man. But let me see. Who is this? Who's this? This is Juju. Tim 452. So, I think, what I believe is that I'm gonna try to combine the two stories. Like, you have Dame Dash, right? Dame Dash is maybe a handyman, but he doesn't have to be. Like, some people have to be a handyman by necessity. Like, you need to be your own handyman. You can't afford anybody. So you have to learn how to do skills on your own. I was watching the show Atlanta, and he was trying to fix his truck. And Omar, I think his name is Omar Tyree. Omar Tyree's character, Al. I think his name is on the show. His name is Al. I think so. It's been a while since I watched it, but he was trying to fix his truck, and he's got the YouTube set up for him to do a step by step on how to disassemble his vehicle, and how to or fix whatever the problem was with it. So I mean, that's what it comes down to. Just that's one of the beautiful things that have come up with modern technology is the fact that we can use different tools like different tools like YouTube to help us understand better what to do and how to do it. That's very enlightening. That's extremely helpful. Paperboy, yeah, paperboy, all about my paperboy. But what was his run? Wasn't it Alfred? Wasn't it Alfred Al something? I can't remember their last name. And what was Don Glover's his character's name? I can't even remember it right now. I don't know why. That was crazy. I can't remember it. Y'all gonna have to fill it in for me. Definitely a wild show today. We are going in. Pause. No Diddy. I had people all over the place. I had Mr. Height. I had Mr. Robert Nacer. I had Mr. Greg S. Thank you, Ernest. And I can't. You guys have to fill it in for me. Fill in their last name. What was their last name? Because they were cousins. Yeah, Ern. Exactly. Ern. Yep. He went to Princeton, and then he came back to Atlanta. I think he dropped out. Donald Glover is Childish Gambino singer. Yes. Yes, Rick James. Yes. Yes, James. Yes. Yes, sir. Mr. Richard James. Height, Mr. Height. Don't remember the last name. Yeah, that's okay. Don't even stress yourself with Google or anything like that. I'm just stupid. I can't remember stuff like that. But that was an excellent show. Have you ever seen it? Gotta watch Atlanta. Atlanta is excellent on another level of weirdness and strangeness and somehow, you know, relatableness, if that's a word, is very relatable in a certain sense, and it's completely surprising in a lot of scenes. It's a balance between very hilarious and very shocking and horrific. You know, it balanced that way of seeing. I just watched the penultimate uh, episode of that series. The goof that's sat by the door, I think it's called. Just awesome. Just completely the level of quality, level of impact that show had on that particular episode, especially. I mean, you gotta see it. Check it out on Hulu. If you got Hulu, check it out. It's called The Goof That either sat by the door or stood by the door, I think it is. Yay, Rick James, yay. Greg S says, "LOL. Is it got any new seasons coming up?" No, they're done. Atlanta is done. It's over. Skylar Saunders relates to the ATL niggas with wigs, pants, and shit. No, not I. I don't relate to the niggas with wigs. No, I don't relate to them too much. No, I don't relate to the niggas with wigs. Do not relate to them at all. But I do respect them. If they want to live that lifestyle, they want to live their existence, that's all right with me. I just don't want to have anything to do with you sexually or anything like that. We can do business, do stuff like that, but nothing on a romantic style. These are after hours. This is after hours, so you know y'all can ask me questions if you want, and it's no longer a fee. It used to be $5. It used to be $20. I chopped it down to $5, so it's a quarter of what it once was. So y'all can ask me more questions. You asked me a few questions before, but I'm just waiting for the time to go out or for y'all viewership to go out. I'm gonna see how much views I got off of this. How many views I got off of this? Let me say that properly. Lil Flip all day. Lil Flip. Lil Flip. Flipperachi, to be specific. Flipperachi. But I'll give you different. I'll give you my assessment. Flipperachi, just pure rap. Just like, he reminded me of Pimp C. They're from Houston. He has that same kind of southern drawl. T.I. for meticulous, specific, accurate rapping. And his ability to flip, you know, words and different things like that. I do respect him on that style and that way and that tip. Pause. No Diddy. Leprechaun King. Yep. Cloverville. Clover. What was it? Clover Fields. Clover something. Clover. Cloverland. 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 Yep. Flipperachi. I just like his, you know what, his gritty businessman, you know, approach. He has the exotic pop soda, which you pull up with you know, the scissor, you know, the double cup, the double styrofoam cup. Come on with the questions. Let's go. Keep them coming. Don't be afraid now. Don't get scared. Y'all ain't scared of me, right? Y'all ain't getting scared of me. I see Mr. Greg S is in here. So who do you take, Greg S? Lil Flip or T.I.? Tip. I remember they had that battle, which was goofy. How much jail time should Minaj kid. She should get 0. I think that was planned on. I could be naive. I could be stupid. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't think she had weed on her that she was smoking. It's the ironies of all ironies is the fact that she was in Amsterdam, the place where you're supposed to smoke. You can have at least 5 grams of marijuana on you. She must have more than that, and they stopped her. It's crazy. So I don't think she'll do any jail time. She might have to pay a fine, a fee, something like that. Something like, to get out of it. But I don't think she'll do any jail time. I don't see that happening. Yeah, that story kind of shocked me a little bit. It kind of threw me for a loop. And Nicki Minaj, it's like the blues. It's all the blues, kids. It's all blues. Whenever you're successful, whenever you're doing great, something awful has to happen. Not mystically. I'm not saying like, oh, you're gonna get struck by lightning or your child's gonna get cancer, and just out of mysticism or something like that. But it just appears that whenever you succeed in something, whenever you do well in something, something awful, befalls you. Sadly. That's why I, know to be true. I've noticed that too many times. Same thing with Diddy. What happened with Diddy? He was about to become a multi-billionaire. He's about to become a multi-billionaire, and bam, allegations, demise of Diddy. That's how sad this whole game is of hip hop, especially. But because it's today. Yesterday it was jazz, rock, and blues, and it just really challenges the ideal of making people more aware of everybody wants to have a good time. That is a staple of humanity. Everybody wants to just have a good time, no matter what. Oh my God. Who has the better BBL, Nicki or Cardi? Well, I think Cardi said the only thing she said was fake on her were her breasts. And Nicki Minaj, I don't remember her ever saying she had BBL. I could be wrong, but I think Nicki Minaj and Cardi B definitely got work done, but it was on her breast. But Nicki Minaj, I don't know. So I don't know. Some people just want to see the world burn. Yes, facts. There are like people in Shakespeare, Iago. Iago just messed people's lives up just for the fun of it, just to troll. He was probably one of the first trolls in literature. Iago and Othello. He was a complete troll. Like he had nothing else better to do except destroy people's lives. That's all he wanted to do. Caps. We know them cakes faker than a $3 bill. I don't know. I say allegedly. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to touch them. She hasn't given me permission. She hasn't allowed me to. Iago, IAGO. The donkey of Winnie the Pooh. That's Eeyore. I'm talking about Iago from Shakespeare's Othello. He was the main villain. He was the most interesting character out of everybody in the play, I think. Go take a squeeze. Shakespeare was a pretty good writer. That might be an understatement of all time, Rick James. He was a par excellence writer. Writer that's still, after all these years and iterations and stuff like that, still is Shakespeare. Poems and plays especially. It's still Shakespeare. After nearly 400 or over 400 years ago. Did they make a movie out of the Iago play? Yes, yeah. It's called Othello. Is the play, sir? Othello. Look up Othello on your whatever screen you have, and you'll be able to see. There's different iterations. There's a modern iteration where they use current usage of words, and then there's adaptations where they use the Shakespearean, dialect, I guess you could say, and the Shakespearean wording. Exactly. Height is on point. O was a loose translation of Othello with what's her name, Stiles and Mekhi Phifer. Julia Stiles and Mekhi Phifer were in that movie. The O. Better movie than most. I'll say that. Better movie than most. It didn't get its fair shake at the box office, and I don't think critically, but it was better than most. I'll say that much. So that's one thing you can watch, Greg S. The O, because there's the character that is in the mold of Iago, definitely shows that. Josh Hartnett, that's it. Josh Hartnett plays Iago, I think, or a character similar to Iago. I don't know if his exact name is Iago in the movie O, but that was the inspiration for the artist formerly known as Jay. I was in too deep, like Mekhi Phifer. Like he wasn't in too deep. The movie, that's LL Cool J, I think it was, and Samuel L. Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Deep Blue Sea? See, now I'm getting confused. But he was in too deep, like he was in the you know what, and too deep. I'm gonna check it out. He says, "Y'all put me on game." No, everybody, y'all always put me on game. That's why I love this show. This is a dialogue. This isn't just a monologue. I mean, it's a monologue, in sense of I'm the only one speaking, I'm the only one giving content, through my verbiage. But I respect the fact that you guys give me a lot of, information about specific, titles and ways to do things and stuff like that. I appreciate that. Omar Epps, not Samuel L. Jackson's. That was in too deep, and Samuel L. Jackson was in wasn't it Samuel L. Jackson and LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea? Is that right? Height. Tell me, I'm not opening up my MacBook. Not opening it up. Yeah, for in too deep. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. So we have to have we just have to have greater clarity, different different set of ideas, different set of rules and regulations in our own lives, not in corporations. There should be no regulations or controls in corporate life. Um, Never seen Deep Blue Sea? Well, it's worth watching if you want to see some bullshit. Deep Blue Sea was with LL Cool J was in it, and I think Samuel L. Jackson. LL Cool J and Samuel L. Jackson were in it. But it's just fun. It's just almost mindless entertainment. You know, it's not to quote unquote too deep. It's nothing, you have to watch. Greg says J-Lo too, I think. I know Anaconda. I know she was in Anaconda with Ice Cube and John Voight. That was interesting. I thought they were going to do a song together. J-Lo and Ice Cube. Yo, go to the store, get a candy bar. I'm straight off the block. I'm Jenny from the block, the Bronx. And I like how you put J-Lo, L-O-W. It's J-L-O. J-L-O. Capital L-O. You put J-Lo. That is it. Oh, we might have to go start off another show. Oh, my God. Do you think... Greg asks a great question. Do you think J-Lo has dirt on Diddy? Oh, my God. Woo! Do you think... my question is, has he ever put hands on J-Lo? She's just been quiet all these years. And now that she sees Cassie, is she like, man, I could really, she's not hurt for money or anything. But just to clear her name and just, to let people know that she has information, that she has, a direct link to being around Diddy and seeing what he was about. I don't know. That's very interesting to point out. It's very interesting. That's a great question. J-Lo probably knows something. She knows something because he's a hothead. Diddy is a hothead. He launches off and after the club scene, he might have yelled. He probably got in her face. He may not have touched her, but he was probably in her face yelling like, "What are you doing? Why didn't you protect us? Why didn't you say that we didn't have anything to do with it? We didn't have anything to do with the shooting." And I can just imagine that. I'm not. This is all alleged, but I'm just saying this could have been the truth. And we'll never know what Kim knew. We'll never know what Kim knew. And what's her last name? Kim. Goddamn. Kim something. Kim. She passed away. She is a NY broad, so she might. Nah, highly doubt that they got hands put on her. She was too famous. Remember, she had her own bodyguards at that time. Yeah, Porter. Thank you, Kim Porter. Kim Porter. Then it goes back to Russ and Kimora Lee. Kimora Lee's house burned down to a degree because she had the hard drive with Kim Porter's autobiography, her memoir. It gets goofy, kids. I'm serious. It's all... See, that's the thing, though. Everything is all fun and games until somebody gets a sexual assault charge. Until somebody gets, somebody gets a rape charge. It's all fun and games. It's all a good time. Until somebody gets, hemmed up with charges. You're going to a party. You're having a good time. You're wearing your best white outfit. Everything is cool. And then it turns out to be, nightmare on, in the Hamptons, or whatever that case may be. If we develop technology like from the movie The Creator, we can read Kim Porter's mind from the past. I did not know that. I never seen The Creator. I gotta see that. I gotta see The Creator. Definitely on my bucket list. But I think I've seen like the very first few minutes of it. But I think science fiction is like that because it gives you a glimpse into what tomorrow could be. I'm getting that from Holland Ellison. Like I'm writing a series of now you can catch up. This is my plug. I'm plugging on my own show. But vocal.media, vocal VOCAL.media, vocal.media, and it consists of people say when like Ayn Rand, she wrote Atlas Shrugged. When is it set? The day after tomorrow. Well, mine is set in the middle of next week. I put it in that context. But I'm having fun with it. I'm writing every day. It's a good time, but it's interesting. You don't support black actors. I forgot. Who said? Who said I didn't support black actors? And you're supporting the brown people with J-Lo. Who said I didn't support black actors? I support all actors of quality. I don't care what color they are. Red, yellow, brown, white, black. As long as you have the chops, as long as you have the skills, I'm all for it. It doesn't matter. But I'm into more so screenwriters and directors. I'm into screenwriters and directors more so than actors. And producers. But yeah, that would be some ish. If that memoir is released, we'll know all Diddy's secrets. He's quiet now, ain't he? He's not gonna be in the trenches saying vote or die, and any of that other bullshit. Cause that's a joke. Vote or die, really? You vote or you die? Are you kidding me? Seriously? I guess the stakes are hard. The irony is, I guess it is like vote or die now. It came into fruition in 2004, 20 years ago. It wasn't as dire for George W. Bush and Kerry, John, what's his name? John Kerry. It wasn't as serious, but it was serious at the same time because the war was still raging on in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, but it's more so the personalities right now. It's all about personality. I still want to know when I said that I didn't support black actors. I still like to know that, Greg S. Well, technically, he was clean back in 2004. He only started the Diddy freak offs in 2015. Didn't he have the white parties though back in like 2000? I thought in like 2000 he had the white parties in the Hamptons. With I think Russ had white parties too. Everybody was wearing white. Somebody had them white parties in the Hamptons. One of them niggas. Oh, you only support Aubrey Plaza and then Pink Toe Hathaway. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. I think Aubrey Plaza is she's a good actress. She's not a great actress yet. I think she has time to grow. Anne Hathaway is a great actress. She can definitely play the dramatic role and the comedic roles with equal aplomb. I just take on anybody with great ability. There aren't too many. Like I say, Angela Bassett is a queen. She will always remain a queen. She's been nominated twice, not received her accolades from the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences. But that's okay. She still is a great actress. She's an excellent actress. There's many male actors. Idris Elba, the Idris who played Franklin Saint and Snowfall. What's his name? Idris something. I can't think of his last name. He's another Idris. But yeah, so that's a. What about Whoopi Goldberg is Artistically, pretty good. In a real life, a horrible person. Just a terrible, horrible person. Just a terrible person to her core. But artistically, she's a great actress. She's an excellent actress. Great comedian. Great timing. But as a person, she's horrible. But it's been real, kids. I'm going to pack up the show and let it go. It's already down to about 3 people. It was up to about 14. So I appreciate everybody that came through. Thank you very much. I will see you sometime tomorrow. And you take care. Salute.